Alarms and mark your calendars. Wednesdays at 12 noon, we're going live, and you won't want to miss a single play. Bar Level Sports Show, raising the bar on sports commentary. Be there or miss out on the game-changing excitement.
All right, people, so here we go. I don't know exactly where it is on this clip. Should have wrote it down, but I didn't. So let's just click and see while going.
Right. So I'm not putting that on anybody.
No,
that's a fact.
the headline.
That's a fact. So it's the headline is what grabs you.
Okay.
Number two, I don't write it if I don't believe it. So yes, I that is a fact, and let's debate this and get into it. But if you want to actually break it down and not be specific to England, not be specific to America, I can give you reasons, and I'm sure you can, why the Premier League is bigger. I can also give you reasons why the NFL is bigger. I will throw this out there right now, and I full respect. Give me your example. What is the Premier League Super Bowl?
Oh, you're looking at his face.
What is
you're
the Premier
in
League
trouble
Super Bowl?
now.
No, Premier League Super Bowl.
Well, you could say...
Is there one?
Well, every week we get the same viewing figures as you get for your biggest occasion. So you get 100 million viewers around the world watching a Premier League calendar. You get 115 million to watch your biggest event. The most noise, the biggest hullabaloo, all that goes with it. Like most things American, it's laced with a stable diet of delusion, exaggeration, and self-aggrandizing. So,
England or America?
And talks about America.
Pretty similar.
Yeah, but you're the only country in the world that would have the audacity to say that the Baseball World Series, which is competed by yourselves, is actually a World Series. So when you look at it and say...
Baseball is actually truly an international sport. So the best...
Come on. The World Series is competed by...
Yeah, the World Series is competed by your peoples, is it not? It's not a world thing. None of their world things are world.
By whom?
Players from the Dominican Republic, players from Asia,
Fine,
players from...
So you hear that? Do you hear that? Man's talking about the players. Man's talking about the players. So the players in baseball, because they come from all over the world, that makes it a World Series. That's not how it works, bruv. That's not how it works. Otherwise, we could call the Premier League the World Cup League. Like, what kind of stupid shit is that? That's stupid. You get me? That's stupid. You get me? But let's let him rock.
Canada,
but the actual game
the
itself and which teams it's competed
that's a very limited view.
No, we're not talking about the participants. We're talking about the clubs.
The greatest league in the world is the NFL.
What's the revenue?
By what metric?
What's the revenue?
Put aside the revenue. What metric? Put aside the revenue.
That must mean we lost on revenue. If Simon's putting away revenue, it's because we're losing on revenue.
Well, okay, what you mean commercial endorsers? Because you guys fill your face every day with oversized food, you're going to have to suggest that ultimately...
Is this anti-America?
No,
are we talking sports? Or are we talking
anti-hyperbole? Because by what metric? If you're looking at the viewing figures and say, okay, let's pick the population of America, 360 million people in America.
How do you measure success?
By various metrics.
What, Jamie? What? I'm reading your comment now. It's already gone mainstream. I want to say it's gone mainstream here. But we have American football here, as in we have teams here. I don't mean from the NFL. They just play American football. That they have games at Stratford, at the West Ham Stadium. They have games at Tottenham now. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, 4 hours. It's like a 4-hour event. I don't know if is that for every game. It's a 4-hour event. And you know what I learned? Because... Five is easy. He likes NFL. That's why we have the NFL segment on here. But it's too stop and start for me. I can just about watch rugby because I find that stop and start as well. What's that about? And the funny thing is, football people be complaining that football stops and starts. I don't really feel that. You know what I'm saying? Not long enough for it to be a problem. You know what I mean? If there's an injury, innit? But I find that the NFL, it's too stop and start, but I think it's because, and why the season isn't as long, is because it's very physical. It's very, you get me? And that's why it's, all right, just been banged around for 10 minutes, let's chill out, and they take teams off, their whole team comes off, and bring the defense on type thing, is I think that's right. It's weird setup for me. What else did you say? American Sports Associating the sports are better. Football, rugby, boxing, aerial sports. But they do boxing too. I think rugby. American football looks better than rugby. It looks better. But that's because that's what Americans do. They do their look, innit? They make sure it look good. You know what I'm saying? That halftime shit, there was a debate on Talk Sport. Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent, they were talking about the NFL. And it was Darren Bent was like, name your favorite band. Wouldn't you want your favorite band to be halftime at Champions League? Nah, bruv, I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? No matter what artist that I like, and you can bring them back from the dead, don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Bob Marley, Tupac, Biggie, don't matter. No. Even the ones that are alive, Jadakiss, Busta Rhymes, you know what I'm saying? Oh, forgot to mention DMX, RIP. You know what I'm saying? No, not at halftime. This ain't what it is. And even if you want to make it English, you know what I'm saying? Get Kano and all them man there. Get So Solid back in the flow. No, man, not for the intro of the game, not for halftime, and not to end it. This is football. We don't need none of that. You get me? Crystal Palace they had the cheerleaders. Cool. That's just because I like seeing women in those outfits. Otherwise, it's silly. We don't do that. But if you're going to do it, innit? If you want to be different. I don't know if they still have them, but they used to have cheerleaders. But I wouldn't go as far as saying the American sports are shit. Because I like them. But I like sports. You know what I'm saying? So I'm down for some madness. You get me? So almost all sports I like because they're sports. You know what I'm saying? So baseball, basketball, American football. I'm not too fond of hockey, but I like the aggression in hockey because I'm an aggressive guy. So I like aggression. I like, especially in sports. I like that. You get me? But I can't skate well enough. I can skate as in go round and have a little fun. But I can't skate as in, yeah, let's get competitive on here. Nah, I wouldn't even race on the skate. I'll race like my brother, get me a little cousins, get me babies. Let's have some fun. But I'm not, let's put money down. Let's see who go around this quick. Nah, bruv. I'm not losing my face and fingers on no ice. But yeah, come on now. But yeah, as the boxing and all that, everyone does it. You know what I'm saying? Can't hate. You can't say boxing is ours. Is boxing British? No. Who knows? But the best heavyweights ever have come from America. Let's be honest about that. You know what I mean? Let's be honest about that. All right, let's just hear a little bit more.
If it's only finance,
One thing.
No, not true at all. If you only measure it by finance,
we're not taking Messi versus Mahomes. You measure success by winning and money.
We're talking about, well, you're talking also about eyes on the prize.
What's the revenue?
Of what? The Super Bowl?
No.
In what terms?
The NFL versus Premier League.
Receipts. Yeah, fine, $250 million a team. Granted.
The NFL triples Premier League in revenue.
I understand
triples.
That. But we're talking about other metrics
triples.
In terms. What you're telling me that the NFL.
Of course, it triples, but that'll be like saying, if you want to be fair, a McDonald's in America versus a McDonald's in London, the McDonald's in America probably quadruples what the one in England makes, in the UK makes, because your country is bigger. That's ridiculous. You get me? They're bigger and it's your number one sport. Whereas our number one sport is the world's number one sport. So when we do stuff, the world gets involved. When you do stuff, you get involved, and a couple people around the world who are fans, I say a couple, millions, thousands, whatever you want to call it, then they draw to it. But it's not the same draw. You know what I'm saying? Because what you really need to do, it's not NFL versus the Premier League. It's American football versus real football. So it would be the Super Bowl versus the World Cup. Let me Google that real quick. Let's see who, because maybe they still beat the World Cup, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's go Super Bowl. Super Bowl versus World Cup. Let's see what I'll go on for that. While the World Cup enjoys far greater popularity worldwide, the Super Bowl has cornered the US market, the area of the public of particular focus for the global soccer powers over the last, I don't know what that means. Is the Super Bowl World Cup bigger? Let's see. All right, that's just a video. Don't want to see that. Who makes more, Super Bowl or the World Cup? All right, so here we go. Who makes more, Super Bowl versus the World Cup? Revenue in 2022, Super Bowl 500 million, World Cup 7.5 billion to 7.5 billion, and it's equaling to 177 million per game. average cost or second average cost or second commercial. I'm talking. I guess they're talking about time slots for the commercials. Super Bowl 7 million, World Cup 1.1 million. Viewership in 2022, Super Bowl 115.1 million, World Cup 1.5 billion. Prize money for the Super Bowl 164,000, for the World Cup 484,000. It says 2 more rows. I don't know what else it's going to give me. No, it doesn't. We just got into our website. See, so when you're bringing out those figures and you do it against the biggest game in NFL, which is the Super Bowl, and the biggest game in football, which is the World Cup, you get shitted on. But they're messing up the numbers. What they're being here right now, what the American is being right now, is being a feminist, and he's going off. He's doing the wage gap by the total figure, forgetting that women work less hours. So it's already messed up. But to make it look pretty and to go with your argument, no, forget all that. How much do you make? How much do I make in a year? See, I make less. No, that's not. You have to dig deep into that. You have to give context. It's incorrect. And the argument is incorrect. Super Bowl is the pinnacle of the NFL. The World Cup is the pinnacle of football. They're doing it wrong.
Brings in 15, 16, 17 billion a year.
I am.
Does it?
That's a fact.
Does it?
If that's a fact, I mean, Brian knows his stuff, and has written about it.
I've been doing this for the last 20 years.
I thought it was 10 billion.
But having said that,
net revenue. So we're talking. I think net revenue. I don't have it in front. I think net revenue for Premier League is like 5 to 6.
Broadcast deals.
Jamie, it's funny that you brought up Prince Nassim. Hell yeah, bruv. I'm 40. Hell yeah, brother. Of course, man. Prince Nassim. Till one day, bam! Now he's just around. You get me? He's around, brother. But there was another guy. I saw it the other day. I watched one of them when the boxer gets cocky before and after. It was a Prince Nassim wannabe and like a worse version. He was so skinny. He had a big chain on that looked like it was made out of tin foil. The shorts looked too big for him. The gloves looked too big for him. And he was doing all the Prince Nassim, get me, all that. And he got chinned, like boom! Someone just put him on his back, and it was hilarious. But yeah, Prince Nassim, blood, I liked him. Prince Nassim was class. He matched his ego. People always think when fighters are like that, they're trying to copy Muhammad Ali. But you just have to watch some people are just like that. You know what I mean? Some people are just like that. Yeah, everyone can be Roy Jones with the hands down. You're gonna get yourself hurt, blood, trying to imitate. Don't imitate because we originate. You know what I mean? Right? No, I didn't know. What's that? FA Cup? No, I didn't know. Didn't know that. Might have to have a little cheeky watch of that. All right, I'll give it another minute in this debate, and then we'll switch over.
Yeah.
Net revenue, merchandise sales,
you've been here for
everything.
the last 5 months, so mate.
Yeah.
What do you honestly make of our Premier League here?
And for the fact, I love Premier League. I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with it. But there is no and this is my point right in the column. This and I've mentioned this many times. This was no disrespect to the Premier League. I love it, but it doesn't have a and we can get into Euros and Champions League and World Cup, and it's club and country over here, and I fully respect that. But the point of the column and what we put at Talksport.com is that the fact that the NFL gets bigger and bigger, and the reason they've done that is because they have this playoff system. And here's another point, and this isn't the Premier League's fault, and this is a whole other conversation, but you have the European Super League. There's this push to have a playoff system, to have this general. There's no need for that in America. Nobody in America would think of trying to trump the Super Bowl, because you can't go any bigger than the Super Bowl. But ultimately, it comes down to money. And if the NFL triples the revenue,
because you perceive the World Series to be in America. Whereas we look at it from a completely different perspective.
But we're talking about the NFL. We're not talking about the World Series in baseball. We're talking about the NFL and the Premier League.
Okay, well, look at the NFL. And if you look at the fact the NFL's in its 58th year,
sure,
and the Premier League is in its 30th year, and you compare and contrast, and on the basis of growth, I would suggest to you the Premier League is probably eclipsing where the Super Bowl was and where NFL is after 30 years. If you look at the viewership figures, if you look at the fact that we've got 740 million people in Europe, and the Champions League final will get 600 million people
which is
watching
amazing
it.
and
You've got
remarkable,
360 million people, and 115 million. Where the Super Bowl is successful is, if we want to talk about financial metric, clearly, because the scale of America always affords that. Where it's successful is in America, whereas football and Premier League is successful is around the globe. And
that's where I'm going to leave it right there, because I agree with everything Simon just said. I do, as I said before, it makes money, and it probably, NFL versus the Premier League, we probably lose. But I think that's cheating. That's cheating the debate, cheating the argument. It should be NFL, which is American football, versus football. You know what I'm saying? So our pinnacle is the World Cup final. That is the pinnacle. That is where all players would to end and get that. Everyone wants that gold medal. Every player. But sometimes the country that they play for, it's just never going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's never going to happen. Man like Son, who plays for Tottenham, he's never going to win the World Cup. Let's be honest. The only way certain men are going to win the World Cup, all the big boys for some strange reason have to get kicked out. Talking about Brazil got a goal, England got a goal, Argentina got a goal, Germany got a goal, France got a goal, Italy, you know what I'm saying, Spain, all them man have to boycott the World Cup. Then it's up in the air. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, like when Greece won the Euros. Like, stuff can happen. You know what I mean? Leicester won the Premier League. Stuff can happen, but on a normal, it's come on now. So I would have to bow down and say the NFL probably makes more money and is bigger than the Premier League. But I find that argument is silly. It shouldn't be those two. It should be American football versus football, which is bigger, which is better. You know what I'm saying? Because their league is not one league. They got East Coast, West Coast. They got different things going on, as far as I understand. So it is definitely not the same. Definitely not the same. But all right, people, we're going to come back. And we're going to talk about a player getting hit by a flipping lightning while playing, would you believe? Wow.
5 on jungle is another place. 587 TV at the lick. Yeah, real TV, reality TV. 587 bar level. 5 on jungle is here. Godfather. See there? 1.
What's up, people? Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.